Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today we're going to learn about ICT application, where for this topic we're going to cover on communication application as well as data handling application. The first one is communication application, where for this topic we are going to talk about how we are going to communicate using ICT. The first one is multimedia presentation. Multimedia, as you know, that multimedia is we are using different types of media such as animation, video, and sound in order to make your presentation to look interesting. And the presentation are produced using software package and then use multimedia projector, just like what we did in school when you are looking at the website where you can look at the animation means the text or even the picture is actually moving, the video and sound you know already, so you can include any of this in your multimedia presentation. And paper-based presentation is where it is exactly the same as how you present, only that if using multimedia presentation you're going to use computer, but here paper-based presentation you use a paper, you print your presentation and then you explain to the people, so that is actually called hard copy. You print your presentation on the paper rather than using the system. And another way to communicate is using a website. Rather than producing flyers, flyers is actually like a brochure and posters. By printing them out, it is possible to use website for advertising and communication. So here what it means that nowadays the people, rather than their print the flyers and poster, which actually cost you a lot, so they rather use a website. Why they use a website to communicate is so that they can use they can actually share their information, share their promotion, share their business globally and not only within the country. So it is actually wider compared to using a paper-based presentation using flyers and poster. That's why nowadays the people communicate using our website. A very good example is Zalora, where when we're talking about Zalora, if it is only in Brunei, so it is going to be just within Brunei if they're using a poster or flyers. Now they actually use a website. Everybody outside from the country can actually buy their product. So that is actually why they use the website in order to produce, to promote their business, or they can actually communicate with the people from outside the country. And then another one is music production. Actually, when we are talking about music, we can actually communicate using a music. The generation of music and the production of music score cannot be done by computer system. So it means that by using a music you can actually promote, you can actually communicate with the people. A very good example is nowadays Brunei, in order for them to actually ask the people to fill in the Panci Penduduk. Panci Penduduk is to count the population of Brunei. They use the song. So that is actually how they communicate, so that the people will listen to it. They know, they actually keep on listening to it, and yet finally they know that they need to fill in, for example, the Panci Penduduk. And another one is cartoon animation. Animation can be produced using hardware and software, and with 3D. 3D means you can actually rotate the animation. Objects are designed on a computer and a 3D skeleton produced. So what it means that why is it that cartoon animation is included in the communication application? Because nowadays the people, rather than they ask the people to the real people to take an action, or uh, rather than you use the actual people, so now they actually use the cartoon animation to sometimes to send a message, to promote their business, because cartoon is more interesting compared to the real people. And it is actually more flexible. So that's why the people nowadays, they rather use the cartoon animation, especially when they want to send a message. For example, when we are talking about the COVID-19 right now, most of the message where they ask the people to wash their hand, they ask the people to create the to clean the to be hygienic, they use a cartoon animation. And next is internet telephony. Internet telephony is also known as voice over internet protocol, where you use internet to make a call. A very good example is your mobile phone. When you want to talk to the people, yes, you can actually use the provider, example Progressive, using your phone, but nowadays the people rather use WhatsApp. WhatsApp is actually one of the good example of voice over internet protocol, where they use internet to make a call. So they use internet to make a call to communicate with the people, where it converts sound picked by the computer microphone or a special VoIP telephone plug into the USB, and this will discrete this digital packet. So what it means that when we are talking about VoIP, at first your voice, which is analog, will be converted to digital using the microphone, where usually it is a built-in inside your mobile. And then after that, your voice, which is analog, will be converted to digital, and your digital voice will be sent using the internet to your friends, to the recipient. Disadvantage of using VoIP is sound quality and the security. Sound quality, especially if your internet connection is very low, the quality of your sound it tends to be lagging, or they produce weird sounds because they cannot send the voice properly. And then the security, sometimes your voice, your communication, your conversation might be hacked by the people, because internet is actually used by all people over the world. And advantages of using this VIP is it is free as long as you have internet access, and webcam that can be used for video chat. You don't have to buy an external webcam. Instead, it is already built in inside your computer, inside your mobile phone. And another one is built-in microphone, speaker, and a webcam, where it is cheaper. What you need to do is just buy a phone, and then all the required item, for example webcam, microphone, speaker, and speaker, is actually already built in. It is attached together with your mobile phone. And then satellite and mobile network communication. Mobile phone network. Mobile phone communicate by using tower inside many cells, network together to cover large area. So that is actually why there is ISP, Internet Service Provider. This company, example of ISP in Brunei is Progressive, UNN, and DST. They produce a tower, where inside the tower there will be a lot of cell, and it combined together to produce a big network which can cover all over the area. And another technology is embedded web technology, which is also known as EWT. It uses internet in real time to control or interact with a device in the house, or a device which is part of the industrial application. And the device can be controlled by an authorized user from a computer anywhere on a network. For example, to send instruction to control the oven, especially outside the country, or even nowadays, the people, they can use their phone to switch on and switch off the computer from their own office. They don't have to go to their home, just to switch on the oven, just to switch off the fan. Let's say, for example, they forgot to switch off the fan at home, and yet they already come to the office. What they need to do, they can just use the phone to switch it off. But this technology is going to be used embedded. Embedded means attach the web technology. data handling application. Now we're going to talk about how you're going to handle the data using ICT. And then the first one is survey. Survey is actually a questionnaire where it's either be handed to the people or posted on the website. And an online questionnaire would tend to use the first option, which is usually radio button, since this is a quick and easy method for gathering data. And purpose survey or scan using OMR or OCR. So yeah, questionnaire means sometimes the people, rather than they go and rather than they interview the people one by one, they send into the survey. It's either be using a questionnaire on the paper or online. Online, the famous nowadays, the people they use Google Form. They use a Google Form, they send to everybody the link, and then what the people are going to do, they just click it, and then they answer the question, and automatically using the Google Form, they actually compile everything. So what you're going to do is just analyze the data. And then tuckshop records, use of spreadsheet to keep school tuckshop account. And advantage of using this is actually easier to actually change different parameter to show how to optimize profit or to see why a loss is being met, and the system can be programmed to automatically warn of any problems. So tuckshop is actually just a small shop. They use a spreadsheet, example Microsoft Excel, to keep track on their selling. They can actually insert their daily sale, and then after that, by looking at the spreadsheet model, they can see whether they got a profit or loss. Okay, and then by looking at the pattern, they can actually check what is actually the problem with the selling, which is actually, for example, which is actually not a good item to sell, which is actually a good item to sell, so they can see from the records. And club and society records is to keep track of their membership. The information held typically includes payment details, contact details, and to name a few, and easy to check on membership subscription and send out reminders. Nowadays, when we are talking about membership, it's actually where nowadays the people can apply for the membership through online. Or let's say, for example, you go to the shop, and this particular shop, they have the membership which only last where you need to renew it every year. What they're going to do, the system is going to automatically send a reminder saying, for example, the subscription is almost done, so you need to renew the subscription. The owner doesn't have to actually subscribe, doesn't have to actually call one by one the member. Instead, the system is the one that will make a reminder, and if there is any amendment or changes for the detail, you can actually automatically edit using internet. And then record keeping, to evaluate the advantages of using a computer system for record keeping. For example, small bookshop. This shop keeps files on the book in stock and on their customer base. Using a simple database, it would be easy to keep their information in electronic form. So here, let's say, for example, you own a small bookshop. So what you're going to do, you can actually insert all the data, all the inventory inside the record using the computer, and automatically you can check your inventory. It is easy for you to get an information. Let's say, for example, this book is actually selling out or sold out, so you can actually keep track. So that's all for today. Now, what you're going to do, if there is any question, you can actually ask me using WhatsApp. And then if there is no question, please try to do your please try to answer the question from the link provided inside your provided or sent to your WhatsApp. Thank you very much.